Hi YouTube and welcome to another video. I had to reshoot this video. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So take two. But anyway, the word of the Lord is coming from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. And this is something that I constantly say. And I'll tell you how I say it when I finish reading the scripture. The scripture reads as, "Look after each other so that none of you fail to receive the grace of God. Watch out that no poisonous root of bitterness grows up in you to trouble you, corrupting many." So that is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. So the Lord gave me that scripture a long time ago when someone upset me really bad. And so I've always, when people upset me, I just immediately pray, Lord, don't let it take a root of bitterness in my heart. Because if something grows bitter in your heart, it's hard to get that bitterness out because it'll grow roots and seeds and it'll be hard to get it out. So if you just nip it in the bud in the beginning, Lord, don't let it grow a root of bitterness in my heart. God can help you. He'll be more faithful. And it's kind of funny because I was going to read out of this. I read from the New Living Translation, but I was going to read out of this book today. So I grabbed this book. I opened it up, and the first scripture that it came to, it says, "Looking carefully, lest anyone fall short of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and by this many become defiled." Hebrews 12:15. And I just had to laugh. And I was like, Lord, that's my verse. That's my scripture. That's one of my scriptures to, keep me balanced. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I went, oh, sorry. Got to reach over here and get this since this is take two. So I put some of the stuff over there. But I said I was going to come back and show you guys where we were on our hat journey. But before I show you my hats, I'm going to show you some other stuff I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I picked up some of these F-bombs. I'm sorry. I picked up some of these Fs to make F-bombs. But my F-bombs are not going to just be F-bombs. They're going to be like faith bombs or faithful bombs or favor bombs or something like that. Or maybe I'll put this on a tote bag and then write out the rest of the word with cricket, like F, and then write the AVOR in with the cricket. So maybe I'll do that. But I got white, pink, and purple. And some of them were 24 cents at one Hobby Lobby that I went to with a friend yesterday. And some of them were 62 cents at a different Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby's not consistent. And what else did I get at Hobby Lobby? I also bought these beads to put with some acrylic that I'm going to cut out, or some butterflies that I have that I'm going to make earrings out of. So I got these, and these were 29 cents each. And then I also got these ones, and these ones were 39 cents each. So I'll get those. I'll put those on some earrings. And then I also ended up getting 3 of these bandanas with these colors in them to make a tote bag. And I got 3 so I could have like one for the bag, another for the handles, and a zipper pouch. And then I also got 3 of these colors. This black rainbow neon. And I just get 3 of them. And then I got this black, rose, and white. So I'll make something out of those. And then I also ended up getting, they had this yarn for clearance. But it's really not clearance. So let me take it out this bag. It's really not clearance. It's just 40% off. But I should have opened the bag. Well, no, it was Staples, so I couldn't open it in the store. But it's Yarn Week anyway, so it's the same price as Yarn Week. And then it looks like that, I don't know what somebody did, but looked like somebody used it, because here's 2 2 strings here, and then another one coming out the bottom. So, and then there's some wrapped around there. So I'm not sure if somebody used it and brought it back or what they did, but I'll work with it. We'll see what it is. And then I purchased this one too. This is so beautiful. This is called Jazzed Stripes. And I've been wanting this yarn for a long time and I never purchased it, but I just went ahead and bought it today. And let's see what this one is called. Uh-oh, sorry. This one is called Aqua Black. So Aqua Black and Jazz Stripes. So I may have to substitute 2 yarns out of my box for these 2 because I really like these 2. So I want to make something out of those. And then I'm going to show you our progress so far with our hats. We have this one, but I showed this one in the video because I did this one the same day. We have this one that I did run out of the top color. And then I stopped it at this row of single crochet. And then I picked another color in the box. And this color was in the box. And so I just finished it out with that color. And it's a solid color. I also did this one. And this is a variegated yarn. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can tell the variegation, but it's got browns, creams, and like a tweed brown, but it's really pretty. And I had enough of this one to make half double crochet and 2 single crochet rounds to end it off. I also made this one, and I had enough of this one. I also had, I think this is the one, maybe this is the one I ran out almost to the end, so I had to get a little bit from the skein outside in my garage. And then this one as well. I like how it pulls the colors, keeps them together. Like it kept all the blue and yellow over here, and then it had a little purple, and then you had some pink and some variegated. So I like how it does that. But I had this one, and I really like this one. This is 1 ball of yarn, and it just came out the skein just like this, and I really like this color as well. And this one I did, looks like I might have did 2 rows of half double crochet and 1 row of single crochet to end it. And all the ends are weaved in on all of them. And then today, as I was cleaning up and doing Bible study earlier, I looked over and I see that I have this hat and it's almost complete. I think I was at row 11 because what I do is I do 12, 24, 36, 48 to 60. So I increase for 5 rounds to 60, and then I start doing then I'll chain 2, I'll slip stitch, chain 2, and then I'll put 2 double crochets in the same stitch, skip a stitch, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, skip a ship all the way around. When I come back around, I will put my hook, I'll slip stitch into the top of the double crochet, not the chain 2. I never slip stitch into the chain 2. And then so I'll go up until round 15. So that's 5 rows of regular and then 10 rows of the V-stitch. And then I'll end it however I want with some double crochets, half double crochets, or a mixture of both. So I like how this turned out, but this is a bonus one because this was not in our yarn, but our yarn box. But this is what it was. This is Dusty Gray Speckle from Red Heart Super Saver. This is a Red Heart Jumbo Speckle. And I got this when Joann's was going out of business. That's when I bought this, purchased this one. So, yeah. And then we still have our box of yarn up here that don't even really look like it got a dent in it. So, yeah. So, here's the yarn that I added to the bottom of that other hat. So it's probably still enough in here to make a whole hat. But yeah, we still have our yarn box. And we haven't even, like I said, it's probably like, I'm going to move the camera over here because probably not even a dent in it. And I already got 6 hats. So we're well on our way for making, I think we're all going to be wrong. I said 30. Somebody else said 40. I said 30 to 35. I think somebody else said 40. But I think it's going to, it might even make more than that. But we'll see. We'll keep on chugging along until we get it all completed. But that is all that I have for you today. I want to thank you for joining me today. Oh, one more thing. Because I think I told you guys, sometimes I like to start my hats and then come back to them and finish them. So this is what a starter looks like. So I have 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. So I started this one and then I put it to the side. And then I started this one. And I'm not quite done with, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I am. I'm done with my 60 on this one as well. So this is up to 60. So then what I'll do is I will chain 2. Let me see. Show you what I'll do. So I'm 260. So I'm just going to chain 2. So see, I got my chain 2. And then I'll show you what stitch I'm going to go into. I will chain my 2. Uh-oh, my back is itchy. I'll chain 2, and then I'll go right back into that same stitch. And I'll do 2 double crochets. I'll do 2 double crochets into the same stitch. See how I have my chain 2 right here, and then I have 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And then I'm going to skip a stitch, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And I'm doing them in the top right now of the stitch, but when I go back around, I will put them in the V's or between the V's. So I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to skip a stitch and go do 2 more double crochets, and I'm going to do it all the way around so I can show you where I added back in. So I mean, hopefully you already know how to crochet, because this is not a tutorial to crochet. This is just for people who do know how to crochet, if they want to know exactly how I do it and where I'm putting my stitches. So that's all this is. So I will do this for 10 rounds. So let's see. Doesn't take that long to get around to the other side. Right now on the TV, I have a smart TV, so it plays YouTube. So right now I was watching, before I started doing this video, I paused it, but I was watching Rose Likes Crochet for today. So yeah, I'm just continuing it around because I just want to show you guys where I put my other little stitch at. So I'm in the process. I need to clean off my table, my kitchen dining room table, because that's where I've been sewing at. That's where I sewed up the bag at. And once I'm able to get that clean, hopefully, I emptied out 3 totes that I normally take to my pop-ups. And I cleaned out 3 of them because I don't want to take so much stuff anymore. I got rid of some stuff. I got rid of a lot of stuff doing my pop-ups in my backyard. I sold bags. I sold a lot of zipper pouches. Oh, wow. I sold a lot. I think I sold more zipper pouches than anything. And then the lady who I just did the bee bag for, she ended up buying, I think, 7 or 8. I think she bought 7. No, she bought 6. Let me see. No, she bought 6. She bought 6 plus, well, she bought 7 because she bought the other, the one that Bumblebee one. But she bought all those zipper pouches. So I've sold quite a few of the zipper pouches. And during the holidays, I gave away a lot of zipper pouches. And so my zipper pouches are really low right now. But do I want to stop and make some more before I go to my next vendor event? I don't know. And then my tote bags are really, really low because I've sold like 4 of them a week or so ago. And then before that, I sold like 9 of them. A lady bought 9 of them. And then that was she was giving them out for Mother's Day gifts. So that was 9 of them. And then she bought a zipper pouch to go with all of them. During the pop-up shop in my backyard, I probably sold a good maybe 10 to 12 zipper pouches, maybe even more than that, because one lady came through and she just kept coming and buying them. You know, she said she was going to give them away to someone who graduated. So I'm back around now to the next row. So this is what it's looking like. So now instead of going into this chain 2 right here, instead of going into the chain 2, I'm not going to go into the chain 2. I'm going to go into the top of the first double crochet. So I'm going to slip stitch into the double crochet. Not the chain 2, but the double crochet. And then I'm going to chain 2 again. But now I'm going to go in between this 2 double crochets. I'm not going to go into the top of the stitch, but I'm going to go in between the double crochets. And I'll do a couple and show you what they look like. Because then I'm going to put this to the side because I want to get some more starters. I like to get them started. Reminds me of Tiana Asada. She's a young girl who makes a lot of cat ear beanies. And I remember when I used to watch her a long time ago, she used to do Sunday lives, and she would start her first row of the cat ear beanies. She'd have a whole bunch of starters, just the first row, double crochet row, and then she would start the beanie after that. But all right, that should be enough. All right, so then I start going into the V stitch. See how it is right here? I went in the middle, I split the V, went in the middle, and start double crocheting. And so when I come back around, I will slip stitch into the top of the double crochet, not the chain 2. I will slip stitch into the top of this double crochet, not this chain 2. But I hope that helps you guys out. And leave me a comment if you have any questions. But all right, God bless you. You have an awesome and an amazing day. Be blessed, my friends. Bye.